So now the van's gone and I bought another piece of shit. It's a Fiat Punto 1.9 diesel with a fucked gearbox. So the box is off. I've gotten a box from a 1.9 diesel Zafira. They have some minor differences between them, but I think that is all interchangeable between gearboxes. I think that's gonna be fine. The car, I bought it with a fuck gearbox. I took it home. It stood for a couple of days and then it didn't start. So I think that might have been some water in the fuse box or something electrical, as it's a Fiat. Now I gotta reassemble the gearbox, and once I reassemble the gearbox, I think I can put it back in. Hopefully the car starts after all the other things I've done. I think it must be electrical. It's a Fiat, and it started when it push started. The battery was showing enough volts for the alternator to be charging it. So I think that's fine. I think it's water somewhere. If it doesn't work, then I'll probably get a new fuse box and go from there. But I'll be drying it all out for a couple of days. Dried it, cleaned the electrical connector cleaner and everything. So I think it should be fine. But we'll see. Yeah, finally there's sun. It's been raining for days and days and days. I've been here fucking when it's pouring rain. So now there's some sun. So hopefully we can get something done today. So I've never actually split a box before. So, you know, fun, I guess. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad, right? So the only big difference I found between these boxes is the mount for the dog bone. So hence why I'm ripping the diff up off the diff casing, because it mounts here and there's a fitter box mount on here on this side. So this part should split in the middle here, and then I should be able just to replace the diff casing. And once that is replaced, the engine mount's different, but I already changed that over. Right, so all the bolts are out, so just a good couple beats with the mullet. Come on. There it is. That is off. That is the magnet that would hold metal shards, and the metal shards in this instance is the oil, which doesn't look like oil anymore, and it's all covered with metal, so I'm not too surprised that this gearbox is fully fucked. So this is the old casing. That's how the oil inside of it looks. I mean the fucking diff, not the casing. This is the new one. As you can see, it's much cleaner, much better looking, so I'm sure this box will be fine. So just clean it off and assemble it back together with some sealant on it, and I think we'll be fine. I think that's the plan, the idea here. Get all the gunk off it. So now we'll take this nice sealant that I've got, and how the fuck do you use this? Oh, it's just like that. So you just click that down and it comes. That's cool. So I think I'll use a pretty generous amount of it around everywhere to make sure this gearbox is as sealed as it can be. I don't want no box leaks here. That's it, we just put it on, I think. So the little screws are on. Now put the big one on. and neither of these small ones were too tight, so I'm trying to not over tighten them. But at the same time, making them nice and sturdy in there, so just go around them multiple times with a little more pressure each time, and hopefully not round them. And that's done. The casing's changed. So now to mount the mounts on it, and this gearbox should be fine to go back in.
Many hours later.
So we're back at the punto, weather's blessing. So I think I've done everything. I've lost the nut here. I've changed the box. By the way, for anyone interested, Zafira box is almost the same as the punto boxes. The only difference is the dog bone mount part, so the diff casing needs to be swapped over. But once that got swapped, even the towers are the same. So it's, I mean, this was the mount bracket needed to be changed over as well, but rest of it was straightforward. Same thing, same box. The ground, let me try to zoom in. The ground is right there, which has been redone because I took it off, wiggled it, and it literally came apart. It was holding on maybe 3 strings, so I think that was my no start issue. For good measure, I have taken the fuse box off and dried it out and replaced some fuses because the cover was not all the way on, so it was definitely leaking some moisture in there. But that should be good. But I think that was the no start issue as usual for these Fiat's electronic masterpieces. Anyway, just waiting for the missus to get me a nut for this because I've fucking lost it. I think I've connected everything else. I've ripped the lambda sensor in half, so that's a fucking expensive mistake, but oh well, I'll get that replaced. MOT's coming soon, so we'll have to, but I'll get it started without it, hopefully. Right now, as soon as I tighten that down, put the battery tray in, put the battery in, which is fully charged, and if everything I think is correctly, and if I've done everything correctly, it should be able to just drive off here today. I've been literally doing this for like 2 weeks now, in the middle of our 48-hour house redoing thing that we did with my mate. I look dreadful, but that's because I took 4 days off for all of this, and today's the 4th day off, and I haven't had a single day off. So I feel awful, I feel awfully tired. But what's keeping me going is being so fucking close to getting this car back on the road. So I think it's gonna happen today. I hope it will. So let's see. The next clip will probably be me attempting to start it and either being really happy or really fucking disappointed and miserable because I don't know where to go from now if it doesn't start. So everything's assembled. Everything's back on. Moment of truth. Am I gonna be really happy or really sad in a second? Jesus Christ. All the lights are on. Front left door open, that's fine. I've done it. I've fucking done it.
The next day.
So we're back on the punto today, solving a no boosting issue, which is gonna be this. This is the boost solenoid, aka the pressure converter, which has got pipe broken off right down there, which is a vacuum pipe, which tells it to spin the turbo, and it's completely broken off. So I've got the part, which was damn near £100, but it's important. The car goes in limp mode after 3.5k, so I definitely need to get that changed ASAP. So I bought it. I just need to get that little bit out of there get this fucking devil jubilee off there, and put the new one back on, assemble it back together, and that should be done. And then we got some side repeaters to change, the cover for the gear knob to change, fix the fucking boot, which is usual for these cars, just doesn't open. So I'm gonna clean the connector, that should fix it. And then my windows just stopped working fucking yesterday evening for no reason. So I want to take the covers off the door hinge cables and have a look if there's any cable damage there, which could stop both of the windows and the sunroof working at the same time. Can be motors or something like that, because they all died at the same time, so it must be just a wire somewhere. So I gotta trace that down, but first I want to get it to boost properly, so that's on now. And I've put the plug back on. That is the part. The plug's back on, the vacuum lines are on, so that should be the boost issue solved. So now I'm gonna put battery back on, battery fucking mount, battery coolant bottle, and I'll be done for this side of it. Boom. Boom. Battery mount in place. Get our trusty battery. And then we get it nice and tight there as well. Tighten these down. That's my water bottle in place, battery in place, all the vacuum lines are in place. Been replaced, yay. So this should be just as simple as twist, push and pull, and then twist and pull. And that's it. Then you take the bulb out, put this bad boy in there, and put it back in. Put that part in first. There we go. That's better than the stock one. I just did this off camera, so this is all good. Shifts where it should, doesn't go in reverse without the thingy being pressed down, so reverse is safe. It looks much better than, where is that? Better than this did. This looks awful. So I'm in the mighty punto, which is fixed to 100%. It's great, and someone's coming to look at it today in about half an hour, so might be selling it. But the car's perfect now. The car, I've done the gearbox, boost solenoid, lambda sensor, lower arms, drop links, track rod ends, little bits and bobs that I can't remember anymore. But I've gotten it to a perfect standard. The windows stopped working at one point. I'm gonna add a picture somewhere there of how the wires look near the BCM. Like they're literally just sliced, probably on the BCM covers because it's metal. I think it's just been grinding on there until they've ripped. So I've connected everything back together. Windows work, sunroof work, boot works, electric, mirrors work. The things that didn't work on it, everything's fixed. MOT was passed with no advisories. It's really a fucking good car. Changed the radio in its stereo to a Bluetooth one. Speakers sound good. It's obviously a really good spec as well, with the bigger wheels, panoramic roof, AC, cruise control. It's got everything, and yeah, it's just a beautiful car, really. So someone's gonna look at it today, and he seems pretty interested, so I think it's gonna be sold. And then just about half an hour later, he shook my hand and took the car away, drove it off. I just walked around it pretty quickly, and we went for a spin, took it back, he was happy, transferred it to him, sent the money over, and that was it. The deal was done. It was nice and easy. I've got loads of bags around me, and that's because I'm moving to Iceland. See me on the next video where I'm going to be in Iceland talking about this whole process. Money wise, I got the car for £500. I put about 400 in it with the gearbox and the little things that I did to it, and I sold it for 1100, which was cheap. The miles that it had and the spec that it was, it's a 1.5 to 2 grand car, but as I'm leaving, I sold it for cheap. I needed it gone quickly, and someone got it. Someone got a good deal. It is profitable to do something like this if you're not in a rush with it. If you have a garage, it's easier. If you have more time, obviously it's easier. So if you got a chance to buy a broken car to fix it up, sell it, you got the space and time and the hands, do it. It's worth it. Knowledge you gain and you can make profit off it, so do it.